Hi, and welcome to At the Movies with Adam Ross. On today's episode, I'll be reviewing Lovelace, a biopic of Linda Lovelace, the porn star from the 1970s, made famous by the movie Deep Throat. Now, Deep Throat broke through the barriers into mainstream entertainment when it was released, and people were lining up around the corner to check out this film. And it made Linda Lovelace an unlikely household name. Now, this film explores her early life and her progress in the porn industry, and it centers really on her relationship with her husband, played by Peter Sarsgaard, and Lovelace herself is played by Amanda Seyfried. Now, this couple is very volatile, and it can see that there's an intensity there, and you can see too as well how a naive young girl could be slightly manipulated into this industry. Now, when I was watching this film originally, I kind of thought, this is a little bit weird. It feels like one of those biopics where it just goes from point to point, almost like a Wikipedia entry, like an entertaining one at that, because this film has a really starry, amazing cast. But it felt too as well like characters were playing dress up, like they've got porn mustaches, they've got slick back hair, and they're enjoying what they're doing, but it had that kind of low budget TV movie thing, a feel for it. I mean, it's got scuzzy cinematography on purpose, trying to elicit the same feel of the films from the 1970s. But then this movie does an about face about halfway through, and it swaps. And it goes from kind of glorifying this story of how she made it as a porn star to showing what actually happened behind the scenes. And having a movie fold in on itself like this is kind of a brave move. And some people don't like it because they think that it's this film having it both ways. So it's kind of glorifying, her fame in one sense, and then it's condemning in the other, and it's not really making a moral point. But I beg to differ. I think that it's kind of intelligent because it makes you go along with it, and you feel complacent as well. And you see her being famous for performing fellatio on men on film, and and then she's hanging out with Hugh Hefner, and you think, oh, this is really cool. And then they show the really dark underbelly of it, and you feel guilty for being complacent in the first half of the film and thinking that this kind of fame, as short-board as it is reasonable. And that's one of my complaints about modern films about prostitution that I see. Things like, and TV shows like Confessions of a Diary of a Call Girl, things like that. They seem to kind of glorify prostitution and make it seem like a viable way to buy some new shoes. You just hang out with rich men. They're all good looking. It's always consensual, and it's pretty great. And I imagine, not knowing myself, that prostitution is a bit seedier than that. And this film really goes to the jugular when it shows the seedier elements. Peter Sarsgaard, I think, is one of the great actors of our time and has this lazy intensity, and especially from Boys Don't Cry from about 10 years ago when he turned on that intensity. He's terrifying in that. And in this movie, once again, he's really intimidating, and you can understand why someone would be scared of him and why they would go along with this plan. But look, I mean, it's an entertaining film, especially because it jumps from, they've taken all the meat off the bones and they jump from scene to scene to scene. That's really interesting. So even though some scenes are kind of clunky and some of the dialogue is exposition, you go along with it because, every 5 minutes it's throwing someone new at you. Even James Franco plays Hugh Hefner in this. Bobby Cannavale is in this, and he's a great actor. Hank Azaria. So all these faces pop up, and so it's never dull. And but the emotional core isn't there as much as you would like. It's harrowing near the end, but it's not it's not as good as something like Boogie Nights, which got this period really well and seemed to kind of go under the skin. And Amanda Seyfried isn't the world's best actress either. She's really known for things like Red Riding Hood and Les Mis, and so for her to, she bears all in this film, and that's why some people will go and check it out. They'll feel really dirty if that's their choice. But I think that a stronger, younger actress would be better in this movie. But still, I'm going to give this one 3 out of 5 because it is entertaining and shows a different side of the story.